Welcome back to Morning Joy, where truth matters. I'm Keith Downey, your host, and this morning, we're very excited to introduce to you Tiffany Farley. She's the executive director of the Gabriel Network. Good morning, and Merry Christmas as well, and welcome to the show, Tiffany.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you. So for those out there that might not be familiar with this organization, could you maybe tell us about what the Gabriel Network is?
Sure. We're a Christian pro-life 501c3, and we work through churches to help pregnant women and their families in need. And we do that for long term.
So what do you mean by long term? I'm curious.
So we work with pregnant women. They call our helpline, and their families, and we continue to work with them forever. There's not an end point. Once the baby's born, it doesn't matter. We love to celebrate the birth of the baby, obviously, but we celebrate the mother, and we work with her for as long as she wants.
That is
Hopefully,
incredible. She
becomes part of our family. That's our goal.
Right. Well, I mean, oftentimes, some people will say to pro-lifers that, you only care about up until the baby's born, and then you just kind of toss them away. That's not the case for the Gabriel Network,
That's right.
Clearly.
That's right.
So what was the inspiration behind founding of the Gabriel Network, and how has its mission evolved since its inception?
So in the early 1990s, one of the churches in Maryland, and we cover only Maryland and Washington, D.C. However, there are other Gabriel projects that we're not connected with, but we do similar work as they do across the country. So there are many Gabriel projects. We are Gabriel Project. I'll tell you later that we changed our name to Gabriel Network. We do business as Gabriel Network in Maryland and Washington, D.C. So that's where we cover. But way back in the 1990s, one of our churches put up a sign helping pregnant women in need, and they just got flooded with phone calls. Wow. And then another church nearby thought they would help as well. So they put up a sign, again, flooded with phone calls. At the same time, there was, Roe v. Wade was a little while ago, but in 1973, but there was some pretty big liberal abortion laws that were about to be passed. So the pro-life Marylanders got together, and it was all Christian denominations. And any pro-life Christian denomination, we got together and wanted to fight this amendment. And so we, the pro-life group in Maryland started to do that and formed a 501c3. And then it was called Pro-Life Maryland. And we decided to, move a little bit further, and we went to Texas to look at their model because Texas had the first Gabriel Project. And we adopted their model and brought it back to Maryland and started right from then. So we officially call our opening 1995. And this year we're celebrating our 30th anniversary. So since the very beginning, we've been helping pregnant women in crisis through churches. We really haven't changed our mission at all in 30 years, and we're so excited to celebrate 30 years. The only thing that may have changed is we have added maternity homes over the years. In 1998, we had our first maternity home where we help pregnant women who are homeless as well for free. They can live in our maternity homes for up to a year or so. And we currently have 2 of those maternity homes, but that was an addition after the very beginning. But that's really it. We try to stay true to our mission.
And you certainly, congratulations. The 30 years, that's incredible work that you're doing. And it's really a testament to, the faith, Christian faith. And it's beautiful to hear that, obviously it's the Catholic Church, but then also other churches are also joining in and helping out.
Yeah, I love that part of it. It's such a gift, really, because those churches that we work with, work through, we have 37 churches right now in Maryland and D.C. that we work through. And of those churches, about 75% are Catholic, and but the other ones are not Catholic. And it's such a beautiful gift to learn from our brothers and sisters in Christ and learn how to bring others to Christ and talk about Christ. And we can learn so much from each other. but the gift of unity is really beautiful. And I'm thankful to be part of this organization for that reason, as well as saving lives and helping families and all the wonderful things that come along with it. But that's a kind of an unexpected gift that I didn't realize was going to be such a blessing.
That's so beautiful, because obviously in today's age it's all about division and so just having that unity is it's something it's hopeful. I mean, we're in the Jubilee year of hope. It should give anybody hope out there when we talk about that type of unity. But do you have a story or maybe of something that the Gabriel Network has directly impacted the life of a pregnant mother or a parenting mother?
I have two, actually, I'd love to tell you, because they just strike my heart. The one, recently I called a donor. So I always call donors to thank them for their financial gift. And this donor got her company. She worked for an insurance company, and she was like a top, producer. And so she was able to have her company donate to whatever charity she wanted to. So she had Gabriel Network on the list of who they would donate money to. So I called her to thank her. I was so thankful that, first of all, to congratulate her on her good performance in her job, but also to choose Gabriel Network as that charity. And it turns out I got on the phone with her, and she reminded me that she lived in our maternity home 9 years ago with her son, who's now 9 years old and doing wonderfully. And she promptly sent me this email with a picture on it. And it was a picture of you could tell you're inside a bedroom, and there was a door and a chair. And that was it in the picture. And I was like, what is this picture? And she said, this was my first night in the maternity home. And I took this picture because I had come from a basement with no electricity and no heat. And that's where I was living. And I came to this room, and the door that closed, there was heat. I was sitting on a comfortable bed. I had a chair. I had a crib in my room. And all I could do all night long was thank God and cry about how happy I was. And that picture just touched my heart. And I remember her now. And I remember talking with her then. And she just said, without Gabriel Network, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where my son would be. I don't know if he would be here, honestly. And so just hearing that story, it was going to make me cry right now because it's so wonderful and beautiful. The second story is one you wouldn't expect. And, we help pregnant women to choose life. And like I said, Gabriel Network is long-term. And this one woman had her child, beautiful, healthy child. The point where this story starts is the child was 3. And so when she was pregnant, she called Gabriel Network and was matched with one of our church teams. And, started a relationship, continued that relationship, and that relationship thrived for at least for 3 years. When the child was 3, though, the mother got diagnosed with a terminal illness. And who did she call for help but her church team? She called them to help her find parents for her child if she passes away. And I just was just profoundly struck with that because, I mean, you don't expect that thing, to happen. And she's still alive and doing all right. But the fact that she called her church team in this moment for this kind of help is really meaningful because it shows how strong that relationship is after 3 years. And so, they had continued to talk and work together and pray with each other and for each other. And she really is part of their family. And that's what I'm talking about. That we, our goal for every single woman who calls us, that's our goal, is to form that relationship that is just, it never ends. And you can call them for anything. And you want to help them. And the fact that she called that team in this dire moment in her life when she had, the biggest decision to make, that's who she called. And I just think that's beautiful.
So talk about a couple powerful stories. That is incredible. Now, for those that are listening out there, maybe they aren't in the DC or Maryland area, but maybe they're looking to help mothers or expectant mothers in kind of the same situation that the Gabriel Network does. Any suggestions or tips for those people looking to maybe volunteer, whether they are in the area or outside of the area?
Yes. The number one thing you can do is pray. please, please pray for these women. Every time you see a pregnant woman, please pray for that woman and her family. You just don't know what she's going through. You have no idea, honestly. And pray for Gabriel Network. Pray for all the Gabriel projects across the country that are doing this kind of work. All the Gabriel projects work through churches to serve pregnant women and their families. And we want them all to choose life. So, find a local one near you if you want to get involved as a volunteer. As far as, volunteering with just other pregnancy, we are not a pregnancy center, but we work with pregnancy centers. So the pregnancy centers are kind of the first line of defense. And please pray for them as well. They're the ones that do the sonograms and the pregnancy tests. And we want to come along right beside them then, because helping with resources, you name it, get jobs, find childcare, find insurance, find food, mend relationships with broken family members, find a church, learn who is God, why does he care about me? Does he care about me? All these things. And so you can help by volunteering, in any pro-life organization. But also just notice pregnant women and notice if they're struggling, just say, hey, is there something that I can do to help you? Can I connect you with somebody that can help you? And you can call Heartbeat International is a great organization, and they have all these pregnancy centers. We are affiliated with them, and so you can call Option Line, and they will help all across the country to find a local pro-life center, including Gabriel Network, that mom can call. So if someone's in Maryland, they would call us, or another pregnancy center. But if they're in, Ohio, they would call another one as well. But you can always go onto our website at gabrielnetwork.org, and we would be happy to try to find you a resource, whether it's in Maryland or DC or anywhere across the country. We're happy to find the next resource for you. So you can volunteer, today by noticing a pregnant woman outside and then talking to her and just telling her that God cares about her and we can help her if she needs any help or wants any help.
Amen. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us. We got to get going, but yes, GabrielNetwork.org is where you can find more information. We're going to head on over to the After Show Clubhouse, but if this is us parting ways, God bless and make it a joyful Thursday. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central.
This has been Morning Joy, where truth matters, hosted by Keith Downey. Take some joy with you today. Visit grnonline.com/joy to listen again, share a segment, or answer the question of the day. That's grnonline.com/joy.